For the longest time, trading was all about human intuition, gut feelings, maybe a few frantic phone calls. But today, the game has completely changed. The trading floor isn't really a floor anymore. It's gone digital. And that's pushed us from a world of human emotion into one of pure machine precision. So let's talk about the engine that's driving this entire revolution. At the very heart of this shift, you've got this fundamental clash. On one side, you have the old way, manual trading. And let's be honest, it's kind of slow, it's definitely subject to emotional swings, it's prone to human error, and it's really hard to scale. But then you look at the other side, automated trading, and it's the exact opposite. We're talking lightning speed, decisions based purely on data, just relentless consistency, and you can scale it massively. So the big question is, how do you get from one side to the other? Well, that bridge is a piece of technology you've definitely heard of, but maybe you haven't thought about it in this context. We're talking about the API, and it is, without a doubt, the core engine of all trading automation today. So, what in the world is an application programming interface when we talk about trading? Honestly, the best way to think about it is as a universal translator. It's the critical backbone that lets completely different pieces of software, like your trading algorithm, your broker's platform, and market data providers, all speak the same language and communicate directly. It's the gateway to making it all work automatically. Okay, so by opening up this direct line of communication, APIs give modern traders what I like to call four fundamental superpowers. These are really the building blocks you'll use for just about any automated strategy you can dream up. First up, superpower number one, automated data access. So instead of you manually looking up stock quotes or downloading messy spreadsheets, an API lets your code tap directly into a fire hose of information. We're talking real-time prices, decades of historical data, order book depth, even news feeds. All of it instantly and continuously. It means your strategy is always working with the freshest data possible. Power number two is automated trade execution. This is huge. Once your algorithm has the data and it makes a decision, the API is what acts on it. It can place, change, or cancel orders right on the exchange, all within milliseconds. This just gets rid of the hesitation, the emotional second-guessing, and of course, those costly fat finger mistakes that can happen with manual trading. Third on our list is automated portfolio analytics. An API can act like a tireless 24/7 watchtower over your entire portfolio. It can track all your positions, calculate your profit and loss in real time, and untangle really complex risk metrics. It's like having a live dashboard of your financial health without ever having to run a single report. And finally, the fourth power, seamless integration and customization. Now, this is where it gets really fun. APIs are like digital Lego bricks. They let you connect all sorts of different tools, platforms, and data sources to build a trading ecosystem that is perfectly tailored to your unique strategy. You're not stuck with one platform's features anymore. You can literally build your own. Now, it's really important to get this. API isn't some one-size-fits-all thing. Just like in a real workshop, you don't just have a hammer. You've got a whole toolbox full of specialized tools, and you gotta know how to pick the right one for the job you're trying to do. So this toolbox basically breaks down into a few main types. You've got your market data APIs, which are all about getting that raw information, prices, volume, news. Then you have execution APIs to actually act on that info and place trades. Analytics APIs are there to do the heavy lifting, the sophisticated calculations. And more, we're seeing alternative data APIs, which give you these really unique insights from places like social media or even satellite images. Okay, that's enough theory. It's cool to know what the tools are, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's jump from the theory to a practical trading workflow. Check this out. Here's a really simple but incredibly powerful example, managing your risk on autopilot. So, in step one, a market data API is constantly pulling in a volatility metric, let's say the average true range. Then, in step two, your algorithm takes that fresh data and calculates a new, smarter stop-loss price. And finally, in step three, an execution API instantly fires off the command to modify your order on the exchange. This entire risk management loop happens over and over, completely automatically, without you lifting a finger. And look, that's just scratching the surface. The same principles are used for strategies that are way more complex. You've got quantitative funds using APIs for arbitrage, spotting tiny price differences across exchanges and firing off trades instantly. Others are building systems that trade based on social media sentiment or automatically rebalance huge portfolios or even use historical data APIs to backtest new ideas on decades of market data. The possibilities are huge. So you're convinced. You see the power here. The next logical questions are, where do I get these tools? And what are the common traps I need to avoid? Let's take a quick tour of the landscape. The ecosystem is pretty diverse, which is great for us. You've got brokerage APIs from firms like Interactive Brokers or Alpaca that let you trade directly from your own code. You've got specialized data vendor APIs from giants like Bloomberg or more accessible ones like AlphaVantage. And, of course, pretty much every major crypto exchange, think Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, they all have their own powerful APIs. But, just like any powerful tool, there are pitfalls. You can easily exceed what are called rate limits by asking for data too many times, too quickly. You absolutely have to plan for a provider's API to go down because it will. You have to verify your data is accurate, and you've got to protect your API keys like they're the keys to your house. And for really fast strategies, latency, just the raw speed of your connection and code, is a massive hurdle. So avoiding all those pitfalls really just means being deliberate. It's all about building a robust, professional-grade system from the ground up, and that means focusing on a few key principles. A truly solid system, one you can actually trust, rests on these 5 pillars. 1. Secure authentication to protect your account. 2. Robust error handling for when things inevitably go wrong. 3. Smart management of those rate limits we talked about. 4. Optimizing for low latency if your strategy needs speed. And 5, and don't skip this one, truly understanding the API's documentation. If you neglect any one of these, the whole thing can come crashing down. And before you even think about risking a single dollar, you test. And I mean, you test it like crazy. You start small with unit testing, just making sure one single API call works. Then you do integration testing to see if they all play nicely together. You run end-to-end tests in a safe paper trading environment, and you stress test it for performance. The pros even use something called chaos engineering, where they intentionally try to break things, just to see if their system can survive the storm. So, look, it's pretty clear that the shift from manual to automated trading isn't just some passing trend. It's a fundamental transformation of the markets, and it's all powered by APIs. It boosts efficiency, it unlocks entirely new strategies, and it really does level the playing field. Automation is absolutely here to stay. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?